have 2 cups of jelly beans. 4 people are going to share those 2 cups of jelly beans equally. Our job is to figure out how many cups each person is going to get. So we're going to start by pouring our 2 cups equally amongst the 4 people. Now we can see that each person is going to get about a half cup of jelly beans. When we solve that problem, we're not always going to be able to pour the jelly beans, so we have to be able to solve it mathematically. Our dividend tells us how much we have, which is 2 cups of jelly beans. Our divisor tells us how we're sharing it, which is amongst 4 people. Notice that means we're solving 2 divided by 4. A lot of times we think the big number has to come first in division problems, but that's not always true. If we set it up that way, we'd have 4 people shared amongst 2 cups of jelly beans, which doesn't work. So we're going to wind up solving 2 divided by 4. The easiest way to do this is to follow our rules for dividing fractions. We're going to start by making 4 into 4 over 1. Now we can follow our steps for taking the reciprocal. Our dividend stays the same, division becomes multiplication, and 4 over 1 becomes 1/4. Now we can solve 2 times 1/4. We'll make our 2 into a fraction by putting it 2 over 1, so we have 2 times 1/4. Now we can multiply top times top, or 2 times 1 to give us 2, and bottom times bottom, or 1 times 4 to give us 4. This gives us 2/4. We can take our 2/4 then and simplify both the numerator and denominator by the common factor of 2 to give us 1/2. So when we solve the division problem, we see everybody still gets a half cup of jelly beans, just like when we poured them. We're going to solve 3 divided by 10 by using what we know about dividing fractions. The first thing we need to do is make both our whole numbers into fractions by using 1 as our denominator. So 3 becomes 3 over 1 and 10 becomes 10 over 1. Now we can follow our rules for dividing fractions. So our dividend stays the same as 3 over 1. Our division sign changes to a multiplication sign, and we take the reciprocal of our divisor. So 10 over 1 becomes 1/10. Now I can follow my rules for multiplying fractions. Multiply my numerators, 3 times 1 gives me 3. Multiply my denominators, 1 times 10 gives me 10. And in lowest terms, my final answer comes out to be 3/10.